What's going on, guys? I'm Dr. P. Welcome back to the channel for another video. There's lots of red cube lore to dive into, so we'll get straight into it. But real quick, drop a like on this video and subscribe if you want more Fortnite lore videos, and be sure to join the Discord to get in on the lore conversation. The link to join is in the description. You might have noticed by now that the red cube is officially here on the Fortnite OG map, and it's on the fast track to Loot Lake. It appears as though this red cube will get there around September 26. For those of you keeping track at home, that is 24 days from the time that I am uploading this video. Over the last couple of days since this thing has spawned, there has been a massive name war going around the Fortnite community. Should the cube be called Daniel? Should it be called Revin? Should it be called something else? I've seen so many different suggestions, it's unreal. But Fortnite themselves might have just solved the mystery, because they put a new emoji inside of their official Discord, and the command to actually use the emoji is Revin. And again, this is from the official Fortnite Discord. Between Daniel and Revin, I was definitely team Daniel, but my favorite name that I've seen suggested is Fred. I mean, come on, it literally has red right there in the name. It seemed like that was too obvious, just dangling out there right in front of us. But alas, bro is officially Revin. Now that we've closed the book on that argument, let's talk about something else that's pretty interesting from an official Fortnite account. This tweet in question comes from Fortnite Germany, so I guess it's possible there could be some translation issues, but this is what it comes out to. Oh yes, the good old red cube. It would be a shame if the color were to change for any reason. That sure sounds pretty suspicious, and immediately of course makes us all think about the possibility of the cube changing colors. That would be pretty wild, but again, we've seen a lot of differences in the storyline here from the original Chapter 1, progressively getting more drastic season by season. The Raging Reaper says, is it possible that the cube is only red initially because of the corrupted butterfly altering the rift in the sky, and it will eventually turn back to purple to kick off Season 6? In my opinion, if there is a color that the red cube is going to change to, it's going to be purple. But sheesh, what do I know? I'm just some random guy on YouTube making videos. Anyway, let's say that it is going to turn back to purple just for the sake of this argument. There would be some pretty strong signs indicating that could be the case. For starters, I'm not really sure if this is a glitch or what, but whenever Revin actually shoots lightning at you, the lightning's color is purple. This could be an oversight, but with how calculated they've been with all of this stuff up until this point, it's hard to believe that's the case. And if it was, they probably would have fixed it by now. The purple lightning that Revin shoots is a stark contrast to the lightning that spawned him in, which was red just like the cube itself. So I wonder what that means. Another reason that I think the cube might turn back to purple is because in the files, the Loot Lake Bouncy Lake is still purple. And that's info that we've had for a hot minute. To add even more fuel to the fire, the Chapter 1 Season 5 OG season background has been staring us right in the face the whole time. It is mostly red, but the corners and the edges appear to still be purple, possibly signifying the change in colors. Anyways, going back to that tweet, Restro had this to say: this doesn't seem to be a mistranslation, so we might be seeing the cube change colors fairly soon. Perhaps it may happen over time as it places its runes across the island, or maybe when it melts into Loot Lake. Or it might be a different color when it emerges from Loot Lake in OG Season 6. What he said at the bottom is so true though. There's multiple possibilities here, and I can't wait to see what will happen. Me too, Restro. Sans in the Discord says Revin becoming another Kevin would be funny and kinda weird. Oh, 100%. Just a couple days ago, Fortnite tweeted this, a picture of the red cube. I'm pretty sure it's the same picture the German Fortnite account used, but this time, the main Fortnite account said the red cube you all know and love is back. Even threw in a little heart emoji. When I first read this, I was scratching my head. I was so confused. This is making it seem like we're supposed to know what the red cube is when this is the first time we've ever seen one in the game. The way they frame it is just so bizarre to me, man. It's almost like they're trying to mess with our heads into making us remember something that didn't actually happen. It seems like Fortnite is trying really hard to emphasize that while this seems so familiar to us because we all loved Chapter 1 back in the day, this is not Reality Zero, and this is not the original game that we played. This new OG universe is very similar to Reality Zero, but it is not the same. They called the cube Kevin in the blog post they put out prior to the season starting. They literally did. They said Kevin. Now just a couple weeks later, they're saying that we should all know this cube. It's like, oh yeah, I know you guys wanted the red cube back, so here you go. Even though we called the cube Kevin in the blog post, and now we've named it Revin. Check out this banger theory I found on Twitter from Liz. The beginning is basically everything I already said, but the end says, what if the 0 point is instead a 0 shard under Loot Lake? This is a conversation that we have had time and time again over the last 3 to 5 months. I've gone back and forth. Typically, I've been leaning that it is an actual 0 point underneath the map, given the fact that they were going to try to replicate OG almost to the T, at least from what it seemed originally, but now that they've started to diverge in all sorts of different directions, making significant changes to the storyline and the way it originally happened, I'm starting to realize more and more that there could very well be a 0 point shard under the map, the OG map that is, and while there are some things pointing against that possibility, there are increasingly more things pointing towards that possibility, at least in my humble opinion. Something that I find really interesting about Revin the Cube is that when you shoot him, if you're far enough away, the rift that he spawns will not actually take you anywhere, and it will not target you at all. But of course, when you do get in range and you start shooting him, the purple lightning that he shoots you with will form a red rift and teleport you away. Especially with the health that Revin gives you, it makes a lot of sense to kind of play around him if you can heal and then also get a quick getaway. On a side note, there's been a lot of talk about Kato Thorn returning because of all the different things added to the files, as well as all the things added to the OG mode. We may have finally gotten an answer, at least partially, as to why that was the case, because Fortnite's Horde Rush mode is coming back this year, and Kato Thorn will be a boss in it. Now, as far as I know, the Fortnite's Horde Rush is not canon to the storyline, but given the nature of how pretty much every mode in the game is canon now and has become canon over the last year or so, it wouldn't be too shocking to see them reverse course there. Check this crazy coincidence of a video out from David the Rune. He says, the wolf howling at the striking red rift. Oh hell, this is a crazy scene. Maybe not even a coincidence at all. Now, of course, this video was taken from a very specific angle at a very specific time, but when you go and line the shot up like this, it is pretty crazy that the wolf is howling straight up there at the rift at the exact same time that Revin is spawning. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Be sure to let me know your theories on everything down in the comment section below for a chance to be featured in the next video, and I will see you in the next one.